Now, moving on to a story that concerns all of us, its impact of social media on children. A few months back, a whistleblower, he revealed that Facebook is ruining the mental health of teenagers, that is making children feel worse about themselves now. The revelations were based on some internal documents. The whistleblower leaked them with the hope that Facebook will be held accountable. This was in October, 2 months on. Now the whistleblower's appeal is gaining traction. 300 scientists and researchers have published an open letter, a letter addressed to Mark Zuckerberg, Facebook CEO. He has been asked to open social media giant's doors to investigators. It's a small yet very significant step. It tells you how the noose around Facebook is slowly tightening. Take a look at this story.
My name is Frances Haugen. I used to work at Facebook. I joined Facebook because I think Facebook has the potential to bring out the best in us. But I'm here today because I believe Facebook's products harm children, stoke division, and weaken our democracy.
2 months back, this testimony took the world by surprise. Whistleblower Frances Haugen revealed how Facebook intentionally causes harm to young users.
It erodes our faith in each other.
By ruining their mental health. On how it makes teenagers feel worse about themselves, Haugen appealed to the world to hold Facebook accountable for this.
I came forward at great personal risk because I believe we still have time to act. But we must act now.
2 months on, her appeal is gaining traction. An international coalition of 300 scientists and academics has published an open letter to Mark Zuckerberg, asking him to open the company's doors to outside researchers who will investigate the effect of Facebook on a teen's mental health. The letter is a direct response to the internal documents released by Frances Haugen. It was published on Monday, and here's what it tells Facebook. You and your organization have an ethical and moral obligation to align your internal research on children and adolescents with established standards for evidence in mental health science. We believe that the methodologically questionable and secretive ways your teams are conducting this important work is misguided and, in its present state, doomed to fail. What this basically means is that the issue at stake is too serious to be kept behind closed doors and should be made available to researchers who can study it independently. The question is, will Facebook agree? Not until others do, says the company. The networking giant feels that the issue of mental health is not limited to Facebook, but is in fact an industry-wide challenge. A Facebook spokesperson has been quoted as saying, "A survey from just last month suggested that more US teens are using TikTok and YouTube than Instagram or Facebook, which is why we need an industry-wide effort to understand the role of social media in young people's lives." What Facebook is trying to imply here is that it's not the only one with its hands dirty. There are others who should be subjected to such scrutiny too. Does that whitewash Facebook's crimes? It does not. With 2.23 billion monthly average users, Facebook is the biggest social media platform globally. What it promotes impacts the minds of not just Americans, but of people across the world. This makes it a moral obligation for the company to come clean. Shifting the blame on other social media platforms is not going to help its case. It only makes the networking giant appear all the more guilty. Bureau Report, WION, World is One.
WION now available in your country. Download the app and get all the news on the move.